Hi, friends.
Hi, friends.
We're back. It's episode 58 of the Brunch and Judge.
Yay.
Woo. We did it. We did it.
We're still doing it.
Here we are again. We're your
We're back.
hosts. I am April.
And I'm Claire.
And this week, we are going to bring you some of the scariest shit ever. Because that is our
Yes.
topic du jour.
Yes.
But first, and always more importantly, Claire, what are you judging?
I don't even know that. Is it a judge? I don't even know. Um,
Life update?
yeah, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, judging myself. I don't know. Uh, I went to this weight loss doctor,
Mm-hmm.
and they do more than weight loss, but weight loss is on the list. Anyway, so
As long as
because
it's not like a list of we do weight loss, but also we'll, tune your car while you wait.
well,
It's not like
no,
that
no,
kind of
no.
list. You're probably fine.
No, it's not like bait and tackle and all that. No, it's not that. Anyway,
Bait and tackle.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and weight loss. Right. Well, while we're at it, no, no. But it was they put me on all these medicines, and first off, all three of these drugs cause dizziness. So this past week has been the first week I've taken them like fully,
Mm-hmm.
all three of them. So my body is probably like, "What the fuck are you doing to me?" Because
Fair.
I'm like really the only drug that other than like birth control, take on a fairly regular basis
Mm-hmm.
is ibuprofen.
Right.
I mean, headaches and menstrual cramps because my body hates me.
Feel that.
But I'm just being real here. But so it's like I take it in the morning, and it's not like it's all the time. It's like
Mm-hmm.
there's this wave of dizziness and then nausea. Well, I'm like, oh crap. What yeah. And then like sometimes I'll be like, I just sit down for a second.
Mm-hmm.
Like just for a
Yeah.
minute. And it's like only like 30, 45 seconds, maybe a minute tops. Like it's not like I stay dizzy for like 20 minutes and I'm like, oh God, I can't go on. But it's weird. I think my body is just like, what the hell, man?
Like,
What are
what
you
the fuck are
doing?
you doing to me, man?
Yes. Yes. Like, what is this? What
Oh,
fresh hell
man.
is this? And then I think, well, here's the thing for all of you who know me, the big inside joke is Claire never goes to the bathroom, as in peas.
Right,
Because,
right.
and for those of you who know me, you all know that I'm like literally the sweatiest person on the planet.
It's
I mean, it
true.
doesn't take anything.
Usually you
Like,
can
literally,
just say
yeah.
the word sweat and Claire will, respond. Yes,
Yeah,
okay,
I
I
can
am.
like sweat on command. Yeah, I can. Like you say, it's hot outside, and I immediately start sweating. And
Yeah.
and I honestly believe that's why I don't pee. It's
That's fair.
not,
Yeah. You're
I'm a sweaty
expelling your
person.
liquids in another way. I understand.
Yes, I drink a lot. It's not like I don't drink. I
Mm-hmm.
do drink a lot. If you know me, I have a water bottle problem. I have tons and tons of water bottles. I constantly have them with me. I drink all the time. It's because I'm a sweaty person. So it's always like, oh, Claire doesn't go to the bathroom. She never pees. Meh, because I'm a sweaty person. So one of the drugs they've put me on is this water pill, which now everybody's like, haha, you're going to have to go to the bathroom all the time, which I'm like, haha, no, I don't. Now, like, what? At work, I've gone to the bathroom. I go to the bathroom like once. What? I go twice now, 3 times. Woo. Like a normal person?
Right.
Okay. Y'all make
Look
it
at
sound
you,
like I'm going to be in
Claire.
the bathroom all day.
You're so normal now. Good
I know,
job.
right? It really is not that big of a deal. But the other night, I was like literally up and down all night with like cramps in my toes and my feet. And I don't know if that was the water pill
Oh,
or
yeah.
if it was because I just didn't. So then I'm like up, like having to walk, literally like walk it
Mhm.
out because it was just not going away. It was just, so I guess I'm judging being on all these drugs and my body is just like,
Not sure what to
why?
do with it.
I know. It's like what is going on right now? Like the last time I had cramps that bad in my feet were when I was training for that half marathon, and it
Right.
was just yeah. So now I'm just like, am I gonna like start eating a banana before I go to bed? I did the
It does
next night. I
help,
did
yeah.
drink like a giant
Yep. Hmm.
glass of water before I went to bed, and I didn't have that problem. So, but yeah, I'm changing the eating. I'm changing the this other thing. Oh, and the Topamax
Hmm.
makes soda taste nasty, or so they said. They're like, oh, this is gonna make soda taste gross. So last night I took a sip of my boyfriend's soda. Boy, howdy, they weren't lying. So it was like, what is this death in my mouth right now? And it was a soda that I love. I love Sprite. Sprite touches
Oh.
my soul, and that did not. That was almost enough to make me spit it out. And Brandon was like, oh, I'm sorry our relationship is ending this way because now I hate Sprite. I'm like, no, it's not my fault.
That's hilarious. That's amazing to think that a drug can make your taste buds change like that. I
Like, I
mean,
don't know what it's doing in my brain, but I don't like it.
it's changing you into a person I just don't recognize, Claire. I don't
I
know how to
know.
handle this.
And so now I'm like, I can't go
Hmm.
drink a Dr. Pepper
Mm-mm.
because what has it done to my beloved Dr. Pepper and my beloved cherry Coke? Like, I don't
Wow.
want to know what
Yeah,
makes my taste buds taste what that's going to make it taste like, because that I just don't want to go down that hole.
it makes me sad because, like, I mean, I don't drink a whole lot of soda, but I like to have it specifically when it is that time of the month because I'm very headachy and caffeine helps, and I want cold, carbonated caffeine. So,
Right.
like, I just to
Every
not
once
be
in a
able to have
while.
that would just be horrendous, I think. But
Yeah.
but I will tell you, Spencer and I are currently in the vitamin water shtick because
Uh-huh.
they don't use the bad food colorings to color them, okay? So you won't die
Mm.
from the weird food colorings on vitamin water. So
Noted.
highly
Noted.
recommend. They have zero, which has not no calories, but like 10 calories for a bottle, which is fine.
Gotcha.
And it's sweetened with stevia, but also monk fruit, so it's not
I
even
can have I
aspartame.
can have both of those. Yes, yes.
So it's been nice. I have enjoyed adding that to my life. It also randomly has electrolytes and vitamins, so I feel
Right, right.
like it might not be too bad.
I mean, and I've done okay with the whole no potatoes.
That's amazing.
So far, no rice. You know, that's also been hard. I'm just like, oh,
Yeah.
dang it. So anyway,
Hmm.
hopefully it'll be worth it in the end.
It will be. It will be worth it. If
But
nothing
yeah,
else, it teaches you new food combinations
right,
to
right,
enjoy. So, I mean, it's good.
right. So anyway, yeah, that's drugs are making things taste weird and I don't like it, and that's my judge. Like, damn it. They're making me cramp and be weird. I don't know. It's just like, what is this? My body is revolting against me. I don't like it.
Hmm. Well, that's quite a judge, Claire.
Anyway, that's a judge life update. I don't know what you call that.
I mean, it is definitely a judge. Drugs be messing up your life. What can I say?
Yes, they are. My body is like, what the fuck?
Like, what are you doing to me? I deserve
Right,
better
exactly.
than
That's exactly right.
this.
Anywho, what is your judge this week?
Well, this week, I have decided to judge Lauren Boebert. And
Oh, goody. What has she done now?
well, for those of you who don't know, because like I get it, politics suck, and I'm over it.
I just try to like avoid it because it makes me
Yeah.
angry.
But just so that you know, she is the U.S. representative for Colorado's 3rd congressional district.
Hmm.
She is a Republican, which tells you all you need to know.
I feel like she's
Um,
kind of besties with MTG.
I believe you're right. That sounds right to me. Uh, because Lauren owns Shooter's Grill, a restaurant in Rifle, Colorado, where staff
Mm.
members are encouraged to carry firearms openly.
Why? Why does a waiter need to carry a weapon?
Right? Like, oh, God. But anyway. That's not what I'm judging. I mean, I am judging that about her. Let's be real. But
I mean, we're both
what
judging
I'm
that. Yes.
what I'm really judging her about is, so she is 36 years old, which is horrifying to know that she's only 36, but whatever. She
Yes.
announced this week that she is about to be a grandmother because her 17-year-old son got a girl preggers. Yay. And apparently is due like next month. So,
What?
um,
Oh, great.
she herself was a teenager who got pregnant with
I was gonna say that means that she gave birth when she
she
was.
she did. She had to drop out of school in order to do that and had to get her GED. And regardless of how I feel about her life choices and what she believes in, she has managed to create a pretty decent life for herself. I will give her that. I disagree with so many things about her, but
Right.
she was able to do that, I imagine, with a lot of help because teenagers can't do things. But
Right.
so, um, she has used this announcement about being a grandmother to discuss abortion
Of course.
because she talks about how families in rural areas are more likely, teens are more likely to choose life because, you know, in these rural small town areas, they're much more basically they're better people because they're choosing life and they know it's valuable and life is valuable, blah 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 blah, as compared to urban areas where teens are more likely to get an abortion because they're, you know, heathen. Is essentially what she is saying.
Oh my gosh.
And so I'm like dying because she's basically applauding her son's choice. Not not really applauding that he got a girl pregger. She wasn't super thrilled about it. Although he basically in it sounded to me like he kind of threw in her face that he was just following in her footsteps, which fair. I'm just doing what you did, mom.
Well, I mean, yeah.
Fair. I'm saying fair because it's like this is what happens when you're a teenage mommy. Your child is seeing that and they are more likely to emulate that. But I'm like, how dare you claim that small towns have better values based on something as horrific as being forced to have a child when you're a teenager? In the city, you have resources, so you can go seek out the medical care you need, even if you are a teenager. You don't have to have mommy and daddy's explicit permission, thank God.
Right.
So
Yes.
it's like it's not a conversation about ethics, it's a conversation about access, you dumbass. What the fuck is wrong with
Oh
you?
my gosh. Wow. I just jeez.
But I'm like, who says, hey, I was a teenage mom and now my kid is a teenage dad and I'm calling this a successful thing? I'm saying that this was good? What the fuck is wrong with you? Because most teens don't have whatever support system she had and what I'm sure she will provide to her kid because she is a mom who
Right.
has resources.
Right.
So, like, they have the privilege to help and ensure that everyone gets to achieve the life goals and the kid gets to grow
Right.
up and everything's fine. But not all families and teens have that.
Oh, absolutely
So
not.
stop with your goddamn privilege bullshit and ethics and small town pride nonsense when that's not what the conversation is about.
No,
Ugh.
absolutely not.
And also gross that you're using this to like further your campaign bullshit. Blech. 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 This is me vomiting on a
Yes.
podcast because it's just I don't care where
Yes.
you fall in that, you know, which way you personally would choose or what you think is good and what, but don't do that.
Right.
Don't
That's
use
not
your
fair.
minor child because he's 17. Don't use your minor child as a foothold because he made a dumbass mistake because he's not ready to be a dad. His girlfriend is not ready to be a mom, and now their futures are forever changed.
Right.
So, congratulations. You did such a great job raising your children. Oh,
And she may wind up actually raising this child. Who
yeah.
knows? You know?
Yeah. But Lord, it's gross. It made me gross out. I went bleh, when I read the headlines
Right.
because my Google newsfeed knows the things that make me crazy. Thanks and Jimmy. Thank you, Google newsfeed.
You're like, oh, this is
I'm just like
disgusting.
skimming through
Yay.
and like I get things about the student loan, whatever, which has really no updates, really. And I get weird things about apparently I care whether or not Prince William has a mistress. I don't care, by the way. I'm not sure how that came about. I'm sure I looked
Right.
up something because I'd heard a thing, and I looked, and now I
And
get
now
all
it
this
thinks you
Prince
really
William
care.
mistress thing, and I'm like, I mean, I'm not a fan of Kate. I'm not gonna lie, she's not my choice. I don't.
Right.
She doesn't feel like someone I would be friends with in real life. Megan, yeah, she seems like someone I'd be friends with in real life.
Right. I don't know. Meghan and Harry seem more real to me.
Well, I liked William in his younger days, but as he has accepted his, I don't know, whatever the hell you want to call it, weight of the world on his shoulders, he's seems less fun. So,
Right.
whatever. Um, do not want to hang out with Charles or Camilla. They look like absolute bores. But anyway, in case you're curious, William may or may not have a mistress. I feel like it's tabloids that are coming. It doesn't feel like any real news sources, but apparently
Right.
Kate is super upset because he chose to spend Valentine's Day with his mistress or something that came over 2 or 3 times. I'm like, okay,
You're like, who cares? I don't. You're like,
whatever. I'm hoping the monarchy disintegrates before it matters. So whatever.
oh my gosh.
So there you go.
Well, that's a good judge because
Thank you.
ew.
Thank you. It is ew. It just
That's definitely ew.
it's ew.
Bleh.
But also, I do want to say I have no idea what her son's name is because I didn't read and I don't care. But I kind of want to give him and like some applause to kind of to be like, just following in your footsteps, mom.
Like clapping back and being like,
Like, well, I mean, it's a hereditary thing. I can't help it. I had to have a kid just like you.
yeah. It's like, look who I had as a role model,
That's
you know?
right.
Oh,
Mm.
jeez. Anywho, well,
Well, there you have it. Those are our judges.
yes.
Which means it's time for us to move to our topic du jour of scariest shit ever. And I
Yes.
do believe, Claire, that it is your turn to go first.
I think so. Alrighty.
So, what have you brought
So,
us?
I'm going to be talking about the death chair because
The death chair.
death chair. Cursed inanimate objects scare the shit out of me. Doesn't matter
Yes,
what
they
it
do.
is.
It's true.
Whether it be dolls, chairs, necklaces, earrings, I don't give a shit.
Hmm. Yeah.
Anytime anything is like cursed and brings bad luck, I'm like, you get that bad juju out of
Well,
my house.
and
I don't care.
I'm like, but like, I didn't do anything. Why does me just being in the proximity of this item?
Right.
Like, why am I being doomed?
Right.
It's not my fault, man.
Right. Or anything that's like possessed or, no, no.
Hmm.
Mm-mm. Inanimate objects have no business. No. All of that stuff, I'm just like, get that away from me.
Right.
So that's why. So this thing, actually, I remember, I was telling April, I remember seeing this very first when I was a kid watching the OG Unsolved Mysteries back in the day with Robert Stack. I
I
remember this on one of
swear
those one
to
of those
God,
episodes.
that show scared the shit out of me as a kid. And
Yes.
like, there's of course there's a channel on our TV that plays old school unsolved mysteries,
Right.
and every once in a while we'll stop on it, and I will always look at Spencer and be like, "All right, but like you have to hold my hand
I
because
know, because some of them are very much
I have
like,
some early trauma here."
what? Yes.
The alien ones always scared me to death the most. I won't lie.
Yes. Yes. I don't know why, but the ghosty ones kind of did too. I was always like,
Mm-hmm.
not really ever like the serial killer ones. It was always the paranormal ones that
Mm-hmm.
freaked me out so bad. But anyway, so this one, the death chair, or otherwise known as Busby's stoop chair.
Busby's what?
Stoop chair.
Oh,
Stoop. Stoop chair.
stoop chair. Okay, stoop.
Yes. So this is like back in the late 1600s, early 1700s in England. Thirsk, England.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a guy named Daniel Auty, Auty.
Sure.
He had his very extensive criminal enterprise, as people did back then.
I mean, as one does, you got to have your
You know,
your criminal. How else are you going to survive? You got to
it's true. Yeah,
see the underworld is always the best paying. What can I say?
yeah, and he had, he did like counterfeiting, that kind of stuff. So, he had this place called, his name was Daniel Auty, but he had this place called Donati Hill. And it was like up on this hill so he could see people when they were coming up to his house. Like, I see you coming.
Mm-hmm. That way you
I
can
can
prepare.
I can hide all my shit. Yep. And he also had like what's the word? Like secret passages in
Oh,
and
good.
out.
I want that.
I do too.
I need that.
I want hidden rooms and all that. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And he had a daughter named Elizabeth, who some of these reports said she was engaged, some said she was already married. So I don't know.
Somewhere in the process, then.
Yeah, she was either engaged or already married to a guy named Thomas Busby, who owned
Hmm.
an inn in town. And he was, even though he owned the inn, he was kind of a drunk. And because, he was with Elizabeth, he obviously caught on to what Daniel was doing with his little crime enterprise. And so Daniel kind of let him in. They became partners with their crime enterprise. And his soon to be father-in-law, semantics, you know, they were related. Let's just say father-in-law.
Right.
In this money counterfeiting business. And they argued often about lots of things. Mostly the money and Elizabeth.
I mean, fair.
Daniel didn't like Thomas because he was a drunk. you know, you
Right.
know how dads are. It's like, you're never good enough for my daughter. That kind of garbage. So, there was one particular night they argued. It ended. They went home. But then, like the next night, Daniel Audie comes to the inn, and I just knocked over my drink on my computer. Yay!
Oh no!
Ah,
Pause. Pause.
no, I've got a lid on it.
Oh, okay. Okay.
It didn't get very far. Let me get my shirt and like wipe stuff off. Anyway, so Daniel Audie comes to the inn to confront Thomas Busby some more because he doesn't like him. So he's sitting in the chair. Then this chair is Thomas Busby's favorite chair. Okay, his favorite chair.
I'm having
Eddie
Eddie
Sizemore.
Sizemore flashback.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
yes,
Mm-hmm.
absolutely.
Okay.
For those of you who don't know, Eddie Sizemore is the father of one of our friends, Happy Sizemore. And anytime we would go to his house, if you were sitting in his chair, he'd be like, "Get out of my chair!" when he came
Yep.
in the door. Like you automatically just got out of the
You just
chair.
bolted out
Yeah,
of
you didn't let him
fear for
catch
your
you.
own safety.
Yeah, you didn't catch him sitting in his chair. But so Thomas comes back. He's drunk, because he's a drunkard.
Mm-hmm.
And Daniel is yelling at him about business, Elizabeth. Nobody really knows. Thomas is upset because he's sitting in his fucking chair.
Right. It's like, you're in my goddamn chair.
Yes, he's like, "You're in my chair."
Get out
So,
of my chair.
like,
Mm-hmm.
Daniel's trying to argue with him, like, business, Elizabeth, whatever. But Thomas is just like, "You're in my fucking chair. Get out of my goddamn chair."
Right.
So he physically removes him from the chair. They argue more, blah, blah, blah. It moves out into the street, yada, yada. Daniel goes home.
It moves out into the street as it does. As
Yeah,
it does. Okay.
as it
He goes
does.
home.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then Daniel goes home, back up to Donati Hill.
Mm-hmm.
Thomas is still just like super pissed because he came back and he was sitting in his chair. And so he's just like heated about all of it. And so he decides to follow him home, and he goes and he gets a hammer, and he follows Daniel home. And because he knows some of these secret passageways, he's able to get up to the house without Daniel knowing that he's coming. And he bludgeons him to death. And then he decides to oh, I killed this guy. And he throws his house, or not his house, throws his body into the woods. And it's just like, okay, I'm just gonna leave him in the woods. Well, of course, people realize he's missing, that Daniel is missing. And because of this big blow up in the end, everybody's like, yeah, he did it.
You guys were literally fighting in the street.
Right,
we all saw
right.
it.
It
wasn't
like,
a secret
y'all were
fight.
arguing. Yes, y'all hate each other. This is no secret. Because I think part of it was Daniel was threatening to take Elizabeth away. He was like, "You're a piece of trash. My daughter. You don't deserve my daughter." And
I'm hoping it's over more than just the chair, because that seemed. I mean, like, I get it.
Well, for Thomas, I think for Thomas it was the chair, but for Daniel it was like money and you suck, and my daughter's you're no good for my daughter. Like, I think that's what it was. But for Thomas, it was about the chair.
It was about the chair. That's my
For Busby, it was about the chair. Yes, it was so stupid. But so yeah, it was like he goes missing. Obviously, Thomas was drunk. They find his body quickly, Daniel's body fairly quickly, and it's like he did it because they were fighting,
And also it's like, well, and I saw him sneaking through the alley with a hammer, so
right, probably. Like, when you're drunk, you're not being very sneaky. I'm just saying,
mumbling about he was in my chair.
Right, exactly. So he was quickly arrested based on that gigantic argument they had, and he was charged with murder and tried and sentenced to death by hanging. And then he was to be dipped in tar and displayed in front of his inn on a gibbet.
After his death?
Yes.
Okay.
I know, I'm like,
that seems weird.
Wait,
but
what?
Okay.
Yeah, that's what it was like.
We're gonna hang you.
And then
we're gonna tar you and
display you on a gibbet.
Mm-hmm. What the fuck is a gibbet?
You know those things that you see like medieval with little cages where they put your body in them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just, like in Willow, I feel like it loses a little bit of fear
like
factor
in Willow,
when they're already dead. No, I never watched Willow. Don't.
You didn't watch Willow? Because I was going to say it was a thing that Mad Morgan was in. Or like Hocus Pocus, or
I
the bad guys were those two bad kids were in.
I know.
Where they put they put you in and you just little cages.
You're just sitting in the little cage.
But like the pole and the
yeah. Mm-hmm. But again, like the point that they're dead, who are you torturing with that? Everyone else, because they're now having to smell the decaying flesh.
Maybe that's the tar keeps it from the smell. I don't know.
And then you just smell tar and watch the decaying. It just feels like, dude, he's dead. So,
and it's a waste of tar. I don't know.
It is a waste of tar. There's better uses of tar.
Oh, and speaking of that, my sources were Wikipedia, Medium, and puzzleboxhorror.com.
There you go.
But anyway, this is what those people. It was like hanged, tarred, in the gibbet, whatever. So there's two different things here when he died that happened with this chair.
Okay.
So one scenario says that Busby was allowed to have one last drink in his chair before he was executed.
Feels randomly kind, but okay.
Right. And that when he was finished and was taken away, that he yelled a curse. And both of these, he said the same thing. But death shall come swiftly to anyone that dares to sit in my chair.
Wait, was he drunk when he said that? Because it feels...
Probably.
It feels good. All right.
Yeah. But like anybody that sat in that chair after he died. Anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So that one was like he got to have a last drink in his chair.
Mm-hmm.
And then when they took him away, then he yelled his curse.
Sure.
You sit in that chair after I die, you're going to die.
Like, that's my fucking chair.
Right. It's my chair, damn it. And then the second one was that he yelled the curse from the gallows before he was hanged. Like,
Like, hey guys,
death
everyone.
shall come swiftly to anyone who dares to sit in my chair.
It's like, I know I'm dying, but don't be fucking sitting in my chair. It's my chair. I may be dead, but it's still my fucking chair. I'm sorry. What a really funny specific thing to just focus on. Like, it's my fucking chair.
Right, like I feel like there are other pressing matters at that
you're
point.
You're about to die. But,
right.
I mean, okay, sure.
Right.
Sure.
So, I mean, at that point, so yes, he gets hung. He's tarred. He's hung on the gibbets. He dies.
He's dead. The chair remains.
For killing his father-in-law, yes. And so, while there were reports later that Busby himself haunted the inn that he used to own, it seems that he did make good on his curse on his most favorite chair. And that the chair apparently has been estimated to have claimed 63 to 70 lives.
Holy shit!
Over the years.
How many idiots thought they would sit in the chair? I mean, I'm sorry. Like, the first couple, you're like, that's spooky. But once you get to like 5, then you just don't sit in the chair anymore. You just don't let people. You burn the damn chair.
And a lot of it a lot of it apparently happened like during World War II as well. And a lot of it was like happened on dares. People like, oh, I dare you to sit in that chair. Crap like that. Yes. So apparently, and
I dare you to jump off a cliff.
Right.
Fuck, guys, stop it. Okay, sorry.
So like one of them was like a chimney sweep. Now this one was like, whatever. Was like because it did say it was a chimney sweep, and he sat in the chair. He was with his friend. He was intoxicated. The next day, he was found hung from a tree near where the gibbet stood. But then later, his friend did admit, like on his deathbed, that he robbed and killed him. And I'm like, you dick.
Whoa.
Yeah.
You made your friend sit in the death chair and then you murdered him to just be like super. Oh, wow.
I know. Asshole.
I mean, I guess technically it's still real.
Right. But still, death, you're like, ass. Damn. Right. But a lot of it happened during World War II. Like, officers would come there because there was an Air Force base near this pub. It's a pub now. But they would visit, and they said up to 15 Air Force members sat in that chair and then went into like combat and then later died. And so it became this thing that was like, if you sit in that chair, you will go into combat. You will not come back home.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Okay.
But then in 67, there were a couple of Air Force guys that came in and sat in the chair, and then they left, and then their car ran off the road and they hit a tree. And they both died. And then
why does the chair still exist? Why have they not set the chair on fire?
Listen.
Okay.
Just let me finish.
Okay. I'm sorry. I'm just like, you get a couple of funny stories and then you just go, hey, time to burn this shit. Okay, go ahead.
Right. I know. Like you said, like, what the hell? And then there were a couple of airmen who came in and they dared each other, and then they were too chicken, but one of them touched it. And one of them acted like he was going to sit in it. Like he just kind of like squatted, like he didn't actually like touch it. But then one of them was run over by a car and the other one fell off of a train.
So like even like fucking around with it at all,
like fuck around and find out.
That chair's vicious.
Because Busby is a dick and he's like, it's my goddamn chair.
Don't be
like he's like the most grouchy grandpa energy I've ever seen in my life.
Like, what a thing to spend your eternity doing is just fucking people over who are...
Because you, like, acted like you were going to sit in his chair. Yeah.
I don't want to touch the chair. I don't want to be near the chair.
I know. It's like, what?
I'm like, I don't want to be in the same...
And the thing is, this chair is just a fucking wooden chair.
Yeah.
It's nothing special. Just look at the little spindles up the back. Like, it's not like...
Careful. He's going to hear you, Claire. He loves his chair. It's an excellent chair, Claire. It's an excellent, good chair. And it's just fine. We'll just appreciate the craftsmanship from afar. You're right. That's a great chair. I'm not touching it.
Once there was a hitchhiker and he was not aware. He was completely ignorant. And he came into the pub and he sat in the chair while eating.
There's
And of
not a
course,
sign? Guys, put up
apparently
a
not.
sign. That's
And
not
he
fair.
just sat in the chair while eating and then walked out of the pub and got hit by a car.
Oh my god.
Yeah. And then a local came in and
It's a
got, and
fucking
he,
horror movie scene there.
right, right. A local came in and sat in the chair. I don't know if it was just to be ballsy, but then like later had a heart attack. So like an hour later, he had a heart attack and died.
Is it like the oh god, okay.
And then a cleaning lady came in and she accidentally bumped into the chair.
No.
And then later she had a brain hemorrhage and wound up dying.
Dude, let the poor cleaning lady who's just trying to do her job.
I
Don't be
know,
taking
right?
it
Like
out on
that
the
was an
cleaning lady.
accident,
Like she wasn't
dude.
trying to be a dick. Like,
That's what I'm
come
saying. Like
on.
he is like straight out of grumpy old men. Like, come on, man. Jeez. And then a roofer came in and sat in the chair during his lunch break, and then the roof he went back to work on collapsed and he fell through and he died. And then there were some builders who like dared one of their newbie construction
Oh,
workers to sit in the chair, and he did, and then he fell through the roof onto some concrete and busted his head wide open and died. So I think it was after that one. It was soon after that. The owner at the time
it was like
decided
let's
to
put
put
up a
the
sign at
well, he
least.
put the chair away in the basement.
Oh, he touched it.
Yeah. Well, and this is where it gets kind of like so it's like you touched it, but you didn't die. Like
Well, but maybe
it
it's
makes
because
it sound
he's
like Busby.
sort of the owner of the chair. Maybe he's allowed some leeway
Right,
there.
right, right,
Like
right.
I'm just moving the chair for
Or maybe
your
he like
benefit
did
so that
he
you
like
can
have
enjoy.
gloves? Like is it only if you touch it? Like I don't know. I don't know the rules. I don't know.
Right?
But said he put it in the basement, but there were some people who still accidentally had contact with it. Like there was a bricklayer who came in and saw the chair and just sat down to take a break and then later fell to his death. And then there was later a delivery guy who saw it and again sat down for a minute and
I'm sorry.
then
A
crashed his
sign.
van.
Put a
A
sign on
sign.
it, guys. Just what? Do not sit in chair. It is
Under no
you don't even
circumstances.
you can just be like, do not touch chair. It's covered in like whatever you need to do. It's covered
It's
in
covered in
poison.
poison.
Like don't touch the chair. Don't sit in the chair. Don't look at the chair. Apologize profusely for being in the same room as the chair. Like, come on.
So eventually, then finally, the owner donates the chair
Uh-oh.
to the Thirsk Museum.
Oh no.
Well, and now the chair is mounted 6 feet off the floor on
So
the
that no one can
wall.
get in the chair. Good.
Yes,
No more
so
chair
no one
getting.
can sit in the chair. However, because you know skeptics and all that, there are rumors that say the chair has been tested, and the chair that's in the museum now is not the original chair. So
That
they
doesn't
think.
mean the voodoo hate energy didn't just transmit to the new
Well,
chair.
some
Maybe he
say
found a
that the
better fucking chair.
well, some say that the owner burned the
Good.
original chair and then donated a different chair to the museum.
I
So nobody
mean,
really knows because
maybe he bricked it into the wall. It was a whole like Edgar Allan Poe.
ah maybe.
Enjoy your
But
chair in
again,
there. Go away.
whoever nailed that fucker to the wall, like, did they die? Could you imagine being like, we want you to nail this cursed chair to the wall?
Well, I kind of wonder if maybe there is like some leeway for ownership. So like if you own the chair, technically,
Okay.
like maybe you're given some leeway. It's like, well, I'm not gonna as long as you don't talk bad about the chair. Like you are allowed to touch it. It is technically your chair.
Maybe.
Touch
I don't
in the
know.
physical sense, but no one else can touch my chair. I don't know.
I don't
Weird.
know. But yes,
But that's what it
63
is.
to 70 people that they say claimed who have died some way, somehow, being involved with that chair. And I'm just like, as a kid, when I saw that, I was
It's a fucking
like the
chair.
cleaning
Like
lady,
it's
like, she
terrifying.
accidentally fucking touched
She
it.
wasn't
Like, to me,
trying to
that was
be yeah.
terrifying.
Yeah.
Because, like, for
What
me,
have
I'm
I
a
accidentally
klutz.
touched? Yeah.
I'm a fucking klutz. And I'm like bebopping around all over the place. I fall into shit all the time. I don't want to accidentally fall into a cursed piece of furniture
Right.
and then wind up with a brain hemorrhage somewhere. Like that's my mindset. You know, I'm just like I'm just like, that's
Oh
my
my
mindset.
god.
And that's what, when I saw that as a child, I was like, that's terrifying that there's like a cursed chair out there that people just like, look at. And it's like, oh, you're dead.
Well,
You
and
know?
like I feel like the correct response, by the way, there are many choices one can make when they discover that a chair in their possession is a cursed death chair. You can continue to leave it out without a sign to let idiots touch it and die.
And I want to say that the one I saw on Unsolved Mysteries
Mm-hmm.
did have a sign, but that's where the dares came in.
Yeah.
Like when people would dare each other, like, oh, I dare you to go sit in the chair, because especially like in the 60s and
Mm-hmm.
70s, like that's when that kind of stuff happened. Like from what I remember from that Unsolved Mysteries episode,
Right.
like there was a sign, but then it became, and
Well,
that's why
and
they
so like
eventually nailed it up on the wall. Like, no, we're not doing this anymore.
I mean, like have a sign, but then like maybe close it off or put up a velvet rope, or at least try to inhibit people from getting anywhere near the fucking chair. Or you could
Right.
do the correct response, which is literally walk out of the building, take some gasoline, spread it around, and burn the entire building down with the chair inside. Because
Yes.
you don't no
But they
touchy.
wound up calling the whole pub like Busby's Stoop Inn, is what. So maybe that's why because they named it after him. So
I'm just saying,
that's the tale of the death chair and
set
or
it on
Busby's
fire.
Busby's stoop chair that kills people.
Set it all on fire.
He
Send
had
it back to hell.
raging, angry grandpa energy because people sat in his chair.
I don't I don't want to touch the chair. I don't want to be near the chair. I don't want to be in the building of a chair. I don't want to be in the same town as the chair. I'm out. It's Busby's chair. No touchies. That's
So yeah,
horrifying.
right. See,
It's horrifying.
yes,
And all I can think about is poor cleaning lady. Like, all right, if you're being dared to do it and you're a fucking idiot and you do it, fine. You deserve it. You deserve to die.
right.
I'm over it. But like, cleaning lady. Or just like random guy who doesn't know.
Or like the hitchhiker who's like, I'm just
Yeah.
here eating my lunch, and everybody's just like staring at him, like,
And you're just like, do you have something on my face?
right? Nobody's gonna be like, before he got like, no, 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 like stop.
I'm also like, why is the chair in any place where someone could accidentally sit in it?
Right.
What are you doing?
I know. It's
that's
terrifying. Yes, I agree.
that's awful. I hated all of it. Every single
I
bit.
know. Same. Like I said, I do not enjoy stories about cursed or possessed objects.
Well, then you're gonna love my story.
I know because I
hmm
almost did it.
Yeah, so Claire and I are always on the same wavelength. Like always.
Right.
And so this week, my story is also a cursed or possessed object. My story is about Robert the doll. I will tell you, um, the first time I heard the story of Robert the doll, I want to say it was an episode of Lore. I think that's the first time I heard it. Um, which excellent if you want to go hear the podcast. I it's not one of my specific sources because I didn't listen to it again because it scares me. But I remember
Right.
listening to it and just being like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I've ever hated dolls more than I do in this moment. Like it
Right.
fucked with my mind,
Right.
spooked me out, and I hated it so much. And then later I learned about Annabelle.
Right. And see, because first I was gonna do Robert the Doll, and then I thought, no, I could do Annabelle. But then when you said you were gonna do Robert the Doll, and I was like, I'm not gonna do two. We're not gonna have two dolls on this episode. No, no, no.
Even though they
Then
are
I was like,
some of the
no,
scariest things
I
ever.
don't want two dolls on this episode. So I'm
Mhm.
gonna pick something else.
Yeah. I am gonna say so. I did send you some pictures. I have
Yeah, and it's terrifying.
already vocally, because Spencer heard me. I have already vocally apologized to Robert that I looked at his picture and that I'm talking about him and that I sent it to you. All the apologies. I want no curses, please. Just saying.
I opened the email, but I've not looked at the photos yet. So
Just apologize for looking at them. It's fine.
okay,
Or ask for permission before you look, apparently.
okay.
Okay, so I got my information from Wikipedia, Atlas Obscura, artisthousekeywest.com, and robertthedoll.org. Don't go there, it's terrifying.
Okay, noted.
Um, okay. So first we're going to talk about Robert Eugene Otto, who went by Gene. He was a young boy in the early 1900s, and he and his family lived in Key West, Florida. They lived in quite a nice mansion, is really the only word I can come up with. So they were quite well off. But in 1904, the family's maid gave Gene a straw-filled doll to play with that was basically the same size as he was, because he was only like 4 years old at the time. Now, there's some conflicting stories here. So, some say that the maid gave him a doll and that she was of Bahamian descent.
Mm-hmm.
Um, there's also stories that perhaps there was voodoo involved, or that it was the doll was sort of given in retribution for some unpleasant things she experienced from the family. There's a lot of confusing information about it.
Oh, like it was like a revenge thing,
Yeah,
or
so it may
okay,
have just been
gotcha,
a gift, it may have been a revenge thing, or she may
gotcha.
not have given it to him at all, because other sources say that the doll might have been a present from Jean's grandfather.
Oh, okay,
Yeah. But I can tell you that the doll is one of a kind, which is a red flag in case you're curious,
right.
and was made by I think it's Steiff Company, Steiff, of
Uh huh.
Germany. It is
Okay.
40 inches tall and is stuffed with a wood wool known as Excelsior,
Okay.
which is such a weird thing.
Excelsior. This
Hmm.
thing is 40 inches tall.
It's 40 inches tall. Ugh.
Holy crap, that's almost 4
It's
feet. Dang.
creepy. Um, the
That
same
is creepy.
company, the Steiff Company, was also, just a fun fact, the first to produce a teddy bear in honor of Theodore Roosevelt. So they were the first teddy bear.
Okay. All right.
Now, this is the most terrifying thing I may tell you, at least for me personally. So, the doll was probably not manufactured to be a toy, but was actually a set of clowns or jesters to be used in a window display. Because you can't tell now from the terrifying pictures, but the face paint that the doll has looks more jester-like, so it was probably more clownish and jester-like when it first was around in the early 1900s. So
Nope.
Robert is
Nope.
actually a fucking
Nope.
haunted clown doll, okay?
Nope. Not here for any of that.
I know, like my own personal nightmare. God, I hate clowns.
Negative.
I read that and
I
I
hate
went, that explains so much as to why I
I
hate this
hate all
doll
of
so
that.
much.
I hate all of that.
Blah, blah. Gene, however, loved the doll so much. He loved
Oh
it.
boy.
And he took it with him everywhere he went. And he even named the doll after himself, naming him Robert. So, yay.
Oh boy.
And he talked a lot about Robert. He would talk about Robert in first person, which is weird to me. But talked
Yes.
about Robert as though he were a living entity and not a doll. Nothing bad's going to happen from that.
That's not creepy at all.
And Gene even gave the doll his very own room filled with furniture and toys and his own teddy bear. Ugh.
Oh gosh, this is not gonna end well.
Robert, as you can see from the terrifying pictures, was dressed or is dressed in a sailor outfit, and many people think that that outfit was originally one of Jean's. That it was something he had worn, and that he had dressed Robert in the doll,
Oh,
in
like
the
his
clothes,
actual
his
clothes.
actual clothes, which is. Ugh. So then, of
Bleh.
course, as things do, things started getting weird. So Gene played with Robert a lot and mostly alone in his bedroom. And soon the servants started hearing conversations happening in Gene's bedroom with two entirely different voices.
Oh, nope. Nope.
And yet no one was in there except for Gene and Robert the doll.
Absolutely not.
Then things got a little bit more weird, and Gene started screaming like in the middle of the night, waking up his parents. And so they, of course, would run to their child because they're not bad parents. And they would find him in bed surrounded by overturned furniture. So, like, all the stuff in the room would be all messed up, chairs would be overturned, drawers out, a total mess. And Gene would be sitting in the bed, freaking out, and he would blame it all on Robert. And they're just like,
oh no. Absolutely
and Robert,
not.
of course, would be at the foot of the bed, almost glaring at Gene. Blech. Blech.
No.
So then things got worse. As they do. And soon the Ottos found lots of Gene's other toys would show up, and they had been broken or mutilated. And Gene just kept saying, Robert did it. Robert did it. Anytime something was wrong, Gene would be like, Robert did it. And, at first his parents just didn't really believe him because it's such a normal kid thing to do, to be like, oh yeah, Robert did it. I didn't do that. Someone else did it. But
and as a parent, as an adult, and as a parent, you're like, you're our only child.
Uh-huh.
Obviously, it's you.
It's like, it was you alone in this room with an inanimate object, so I'm going to go with you. You did it.
Right.
Fair. But then they started hearing Robert's eerie giggle around the house when Gene wasn't really around.
Absolutely not. Get out. Or get nope.
Mm-hmm. People who would be passing by the house would say that they could see the doll move from window to watch them.
Hell no. Hell no.
Other visitors would say that the doll's facial expression would change according to the conversation in the room. And sometimes they would notice he was suddenly on the other side of the room from where he had been just a moment before. Blech.
I can't handle that. Nope.
I hate it all. I hate all of this so much.
I do. I hate this whole story.
Every single thing so much. One person that eventually got interviewed stated that there was some kind of intelligence there. The doll seemed to be listening to us and like, blah, blah, blah.
I can't handle that.
Eventually the family had enough and they moved the doll to the attic. And there he stayed for a while.
Moved it? You should have taken it and thrown it in the ocean. You're in freaking Key West.
Right?
You probably have a boat. Dump him off the side of the freaking boat. Why didn't you fucking burn the chair? Fucking take the doll into the middle of the goddamn ocean.
Tie a fucking anchor on it and go away. Yeah, no kidding. Oh, Lord.
I'm not saying, I'm just saying. Okay.
I am here. I am here with you because I swear it wasn't in any of the sources that I looked at, but I swear to you that in the lore episode that one of the stories is essentially the parents heard him walking around even after they locked him in the attic. And at one point they found him the doll with a knife in its hand. And that's when they freaked the shit out. And I'm like, that's when they freaked the shit out? I was freaking out 10 minutes ago when you were just talking about a doll. So,
right. No.
Blah. But anyway, okay.
Nope.
So eventually, Gene's parents die. and he inherits the house, and because he grows up, obviously, and so he returns
Right.
back to his house and releases Robert from the attic, setting him up in
Oh.
setting Robert up in his old bedroom on the second floor. So at this point, Gene was a working artist, and I sent you a picture of him. He was apparently somewhat well known in his time. And he spent his days painting it with Robert by his side in his old turret bedroom, which he now used as a studio.
Oh, why?
Because, I don't know, crazy.
Ugh.
Crazy. Well, Robert obviously talks to him. What can I say? I don't know. Somehow, in some way, Gene eventually got married.
Somehow, in some way.
Because, like,
The man who
you'd
talks to
have
this
to have,
doll.
I mean, like, granted, it's a mansion and it's Key West, but, like, you'd need a shit ton of money before I'm gonna marry you if you have a creepy ass doll that you hang out with. Even
Oh,
before I know
100%.
the story, like, I don't need.
Yeah, no. In fact, I feel like there's no amount of story
Mm-mm,
that's gonna make that okay for me.
mm-mm.
No.
Well, and so he married Annette Parker, and apparently she was not a huge big fan of Robert, and just
Fair.
authentically
That's fair.
wanted none of that shit. After Jean died, she demanded that Robert be locked in a cedar trunk back in the attic. She's like, "We're done. He's done. I'm
Again,
out. Done." Mm-hmm.
again.
I
Why
know,
not
right?
just
Why didn't he?
like
It makes me wonder
dump
if
him in the
maybe they
ocean?
like tried to get rid of him and he just kept coming back, and they just, I don't know. I don't know. There are some rumors that state, because she died a couple of years later, and there are some rumors that state that she died from insanity, which fair.
I mean, yeah.
So after she died in 1974, Myrtle Reuter purchased the house, and Robert came with it, and so she became
Oh,
Robert's new companion.
boy. Yay.
uh, she she used it as a guest house and would rent out rooms to people. And some
Oh, I bet they
tenants,
were happy about that.
yeah, some tenants could hear footsteps in the empty attic above them, which is horrifying.
Yes.
At one point, they had a plumber come in, and he worked in a room in which Robert was in with him, and he heard giggling. And when he turned to look to see where the giggling came from, the doll had moved across the room.
To which I would immediately leave and be like, you can
Thank
hire
you.
another plumber.
Right?
I'm sorry, I am not finishing this job.
No. It's like, and bye. Thanks for your
Deuces.
business. Please lose my number.
Yep.
I will tell you that Myrtle did die, and we'll go on to that in a minute. But the house now is a B&B called the Artist House, and you can now stay in Jean/Robert's old bedroom.
Oh boy.
I looked it up. It's actually a beautiful room. It's like a 2-story room, so there's like a downstairs, like living room kind of space, and then a fun little stairway up to like the bedroom. And I'm like, it's so beautiful, and it's painted sage green. I hope they saged it when they painted it sage green.
Right.
Because like, wow. So that's on our
Yeah.
list. We're gonna have to go stay there now. But where is Robert now, Claire?
Where is he?
Robert is
He's not
now
still at the house,
no.
please.
After Myrtle's death, which, by the way, she at some point moved. Like, she sold the house to the people who own it now, the B&B people.
Okay.
And she moved to another place and took Robert with her first because she's insane. And apparently he continued to,
What?
like, do his shenanigans at her new place. But when she
I'm with
did
you.
die,
No.
mm-hmm, when she did die, someone, it doesn't say who, found the doll, and they donated it to the Key West Art and Historical Society. So he is now at Fort East Martello Museum in Key West, and he is on display along with his creepy teddy bear. Which really looks more like a dog to me, but
I
whatever.
started to say the photo. Okay, I
It
looked
looks
at
like
it
a dog. It looks like a dog.
I pulled it up while you were talking, and it does look like a dog.
But they call it teddy bear, which maybe that was a generic phrase then. I don't know.
Right.
Uh, as soon as he had been donated, staff immediately noticed a shift in the energies. Even before he was on display, like things got weird. And so, some people believe that his soul is slowly fading, but he still seems to get up to mischievousness and likes to curse people who take his
Oh boy.
photo without asking permission.
Oh.
The walls near his glass case are covered in letters from people who have visited before, begging for forgiveness and asking Robert to remove the curse that he placed on them.
Wow.
A couple of them, just for funsies. Sorry, I did not ask out loud to take your photo. Since then, my husband lost his diamond out of his ring. I tore my rotator cuff, and my daughter's wedding was canceled, and it all happened before I returned home. Please stop the curse. I am truly sorry, and life is hard enough.
My God.
Hmm.
Holy cow. Wow. Okay.
As I snapped the picture, I looked at my camera and it said, no images. All the 50 plus pictures that we had taken in Key West were suddenly gone. We went parasailing the next day. The boat captain took a video of us in the air, got back home, the disc was blank. Went to a camera store and they could find no reason why our pictures were gone and why the disc was blank. I have also been hearing some strange noises during the night since I've been home. To all who may read this, please listen to the nice lady at the front desk at the museum. Ask Robert's permission if you want to take his picture. Like all caps.
Wow.
I also sent you like it's a picture of the things that may happen. It's like things that
Oh
people have
yeah.
reported might happen or whatever. It's like don't do
Right.
it.
Yeah, I saw the like do not take photos. Yeah.
Don't do it. Cameras and other electronic devices have often malfunctioned in his presence. So there's that. And I'm going to end it with Robert is now 119 years old.
Wow.
Dang. And he has been blamed for car accidents, broken bones, job loss, divorce, and more. And he's also been the inspiration for some movies. They've obviously tried to make some
Right.
horrific horror movies. And like they created like a creepy, scary looking Annabelle-esque doll for like the movies. But I argue that his weird, smooth face and fading
Oh
paint and
yeah.
his creepy everything about that doll's fucking terrifying.
Like the actual Robert the doll
The
is creepy
actual
enough.
Robert the doll. You don't need to
Yes.
do anything else to him, guys.
Right.
Not
He's
even.
terrifying enough. You don't need to do anything. Yep.
And again, Robert the doll, if you are listening, please do not curse me. I apologize for bringing you up without your permission. I'm trying to let the world know about you so that they don't make any mistakes and they don't fuck it up when they come see you.
Right. So now we have to go see him.
So now we have to go see him. And we will ask permission.
Yes.
Out loud.
Yes.
Because I'm not a fool.
If I take a picture, it's not going to be with my phone because I don't want my phone to malfunction. Oh my gosh.
But
Well,
I'm like, damn.
that was terrifying because,
Right?
yeah, no, thank you.
Oh my God. I'm like, no. I want none of that in my life.
Nope,
I
not an
don't
iota of that.
I'm like, I don't need that. I don't want that. I'm terrified of what random things I have in my possession that are actually cursed and I don't know about it because apparently it's
Same.
not a thing we pass along well. We don't put signs up until dozens of people have died. Then we'll bother to put up a sign.
Then we bother. Yeah, then it's
Yeesh.
like, oh, never mind.
Yeesh.
Right.
All right. In order to give us a sense of relief, I'm going to end this segment with this week's sweary affirmation.
Yay.
Deep cleansing breath. Don't make space for people who don't have swearing in the soundtrack of their lives. And if that's not true, I don't know what is.
I mean, that's fair.
I mean, there's just
That is
something
fair.
there's just something about swears that just feel good. And if you're with people who just have none of them, I don't know. I don't know what to do with that.
Yep, fair.
All right. I guess that
Alrighty.
means that it's time for dinner time with April. A spooky spooky.
Oh, let's see if we can go a week without getting the Pope.
I know. So like I will say I did do a little bit more like looking into it, and everything I've come across does talk about the teaching aspect, like there's something that you need to learn or you're going to get formal education, but it could just be that you're looking for a specific teacher, like you're looking for someone in your life. So, I don't know.
Looking for
Like
someone.
it could be that we need to find the teacher that we need.
Oh,
But
okay.
I don't know. I don't know. It keeps coming up. So apparently it's going to keep telling me things.
Interesting.
All right. Claire, tell me when to stop.
Interesting.
Okay, so haunted chairs, haunted dolls, what other weird haunted things? Haunted houses, obviously.
Right.
Haunted, haunted cars. Although I will say I've stuck to my theme of creepy kid things that haunt me,
Yeah.
because that's basically what all my stories have been. It's either been the black-eyed kids, terrifying,
Yes.
or the past lives of children, terrifying.
Stop.
Because kids say creepy ass crap.
That one car I had in high school, I'm pretty sure it was haunted.
You talking about
The
purple,
Dodge.
purple lightning, purple
Purple
thunder,
lightning.
purple.
Yes.
Well,
Yeah,
it was purple
yeah,
lightning.
purple lightning, yeah. Or I was
Huh.
doing the donuts and I lost the bumper. Yep. Yep. That one? Uh-huh.
It's one of my favorite memories is hearing you tell me
Yeah.
later about Walt being like, Claire, do you want any donuts? Man, donuts sound good. Let's have some donuts, Claire. And you'd be like,
He's
shut
such a
up.
narc. He's such a narc.
I remain grateful every day of my life that my parents decided I was the last one. There's nothing Dunzos, because I could not have survived that, Claire.
What was funny is his mom is like, why does he keep mentioning donuts? I don't understand.
We're starting off with the star.
The Star. It's been a minute since we've had that one.
Oh, it's inverted. Inverted Five of Pentacles.
Uh-oh.
We haven't inverted things in a while.
Uh-uh.
And ending with the Ten of Pentacles. No Pope.
Oh, no Pope.
Nope. Maybe
Okay.
because I finally learned what I needed to learn about the Pope. Maybe. Maybe. I will say that when
Maybe.
I was mixing up the cards earlier today, um, like I was doing the stack thing and I just kind of let the cards separate wherever they want. And the top card separated as its own. I'm like, fine. And I flipped it over and it was the Pope. And I went, of course you are. Of course you are. I get it. I get it. I'm here for you.
You're like, fine, I understand. Okay.
Like, fine. I'm looking you up right now, okay? And now it's not here. So maybe it's that I need to find a teacher. I don't
Maybe
know
that's what it was,
exactly.
is the fact that we were not understanding that it was like we need to find the person.
We need to find the teacher. I don't know the teacher of what. Maybe this will tell me. We'll find out. Okay. So we have had the star before, but I don't remember a lot about it. Da 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 da. Let's see. I want to look for things beautiful. That's what this card is. Hope, beauty,
Yay.
faith restored. This card is like a healing balm on an old wound. Just when you think everything is lost and the dark and twisties have taken you as far as you can go, you see the twinkling of the beautiful stars and your heart lifts, if only just a bit. That's a start. She's got 1 foot in the water and 1 foot on dry land. She's got endless resources to renew and rejuvenate herself and her surroundings. She's balanced and happy. Her reaction
That's a
to
good card.
stress is to chuckle and say, oh well, we can handle this. Well, that's nice. Although, is it
Like,
going to say, oh, we can handle whatever the fuck is this next card's going to be? Because I don't know.
right. That's like me being on
This...
Wellbutrin now.
There you go. Five of Pentacles inverted. Things are looking up. What?
Huh?
What? Positive?
Well, because I think the Five of Pentacles is the one that's like, meh. Like,
Well, yeah,
not.
it's kind of meant, but it's like there's help around the corner or something. I think is
Right, right.
things are looking up. I see this in readings where the client has hit rock bottom. Have we? What was last week again? Sorry.
We had Five of Pentacles, didn't we?
I don't remember. I mean, I
I think
have it
we
all written
did.
down somewhere, but not for
Right, same, yeah.
This isn't saying that everything is super. Things don't fall apart overnight and won't get better overnight. This is saying that the break you've been praying for is on its way. When you pray or speak to the gods, it is traditional to be on your knees and connecting to the earth that's present in the pentacles. It is the earth sign. I mean, the earth suit. Suit is the word I'm looking for. Okay. I mean, okay, so we got this. We can handle it, and things are looking up. Fine, fine, fine. And then we're gonna end with the 10 of Pentacles. This is about sharing your wealth, and there is a lot of wealth.
Is there?
It is
Is there
about inheritance, financial stability, and charity. There is a lot of family legacy in this card, and it's not always money that gets graciously passed on. Pentacles are generally about patterns in your life. The 10 of Pentacles is usually a pattern you didn't design and indicates being unable or unwilling to separate the opinions and needs of others from those that are truly ours. You can't see the tree for the forest. Okay. This isn't about separating yourselves from other people or dismissing them or their opinions. It's about being among people without basing your emotional health or well-being on them. That's a load that they don't need to carry. Although it seems like a lot of people want to these days. Okay. I'm going to focus on the financial stability part and be like, inheritance, financial stability, charity. Cool. That's not bad. I'm feeling okay with that.
Yeah. That's an okay week, yeah.
Well, that's cool, cool. I'm here for that. So,
yeah.
So cool,
Right
cool,
on.
cool. Which means it's time for our Wheel of Fate.
Yes.
Are we ready?
Yes.
Are you ready to know what this week's topic is going to be? I'm hoping for something amazing. Oh! Colts!
Oh!
It made it to Colts! Yay, Colts! We do love our Colts. Our Colty Colty Colts.
All the Colty Colts.
All the Colty Colts. It is fun. I enjoy a good Colt. All right. Well, that's exciting.
All the Colts.
I guess you'll have to join us next week as I throw my phone and mess it all up. Oops. Oops. You'll have to join us next week to hear our newest Colty stories. That'll be fun and exciting. I enjoy our Colty episodes. They're always...
We usually have to like break those up though.
Yeah, that's fair. We'll probably have to just plan ahead for that.
Right.
Just go ahead and record 2. That'll be good. Because then I can go on my cruise in peace and quiet and joy.
Right.
But all right. Until then, you can find us in all the things and at all the places at
Brunch and Judge.
Please follow, like, subscribe, share, and anything else you want to do. And if you have any additional topics for the wheel or any particular stories you'd like for us to cover, please send those to us at
brunchandjudge@gmail.com.
So until next time, keep on brunching.
And keep on judging.
And always ask permission from Robert and don't sit in death chair.
Yes.
Bye.
Bye.
Brunch and Judge. Brunch and
everybody asked for.